Welcome dear students for the last video lesson from the chapter Forms of Business Organization. And in this lesson, we are going to learn about choice of form of business organization, choice of forms of business enterprises. So already you have learned what are the different forms of business enterprises and how to start, how to form it. But at the same time, we have to learn what are the different factors to be considered while choosing these type of business organization. So then only we can reduce the level of risk that may be faced in future. So a better planning is needed while choosing a form of business organization that you are going to start. So let us look at all these factors very carefully. So the first factor you have to keep in mind is the cost and ease in setting up the organization. Cost and ease in setting up the organization. Cost means the amount to be spent for starting that organization, and ease means easiness in the formation. When we are comparing the different forms of organization, sole proprietorship is the least expensive and can be formed without any much legal formalities. And when we are thinking about other forms of organization, some legal formalities must be maintained in partnership. Cooperative societies must be registered. Company must be registered as per the Companies Act. And a huge amount is needed for starting joint stock company also. So the factor you have to keep in mind, cost and easiness in the setting up of the organization. What is the amount to be spent and how it is easy to start. And the next factor is capital consideration. How much amount to be invested. Cost indicates how much amount to be spent for starting that organization, but capital consideration expresses what is the amount to be invested for the long running of the organization. Here also, only less amount of capital is needed for running sole proprietorship form of business organization, also partnership. But in the case of company, there needs huge amount of capital for running the business organization. So you just think about how much it is very important. Capital is very important for running the organization. If we have only few amount, we can start a sole proprietorship or partnership. If we have bulk amount of fund, we can start joint stock company. So the second point is capital consideration. And the third one is nature of business. Nature of business undertaken by the different forms of business. So a small type of tailoring unit or cutting salon, normally it will run in the form of sole proprietorship. But where you want to produce more goods, manufacture bulk goods, and you want more distribution at the global level, there you can prefer joint stock company. Why? Because there only legal permission and protection will be there for you. So nature of business, when you are thinking about that, you have to think these factors. And the next one is degree of control desired by you. Degree of control desired. Suppose you want to control your business by with your own ability without any support of others, you can prefer sole proprietorship. If you want to share the responsibility with any other, you can prefer partnership. If you want to control the entire business field, you can run a joint stock company. So that is the degree of control. So remember, if you want to share the controlling of an organization, managing of an organization, and the administration, you can prefer partnership and joint stock company. But if you are not interested to share the responsibility, you want to do all the things alone, you can prefer the sole proprietorship. And the last factor you have to remember, the liability or degree of risk involved in the organization. Liability or degree of risk involved in the organization. So, liability in partnership, unlimited liability for partners. Sole proprietorship, unlimited liability. But in company form, the liability is limited. And the risk is more in the case of company comparing to sole proprietorship and partnership. So remember, which form of business is less risky and liability. Two factors are different, but think about that. So after thinking, you not want to share the liability. You are able to tackle all the amount of liability that may happen in our organization. You can prefer sole proprietorship. If you want to share the risk, you can prefer sole partnership and joint stock companies. So remember all these points. Very important thing for starting or choosing a company. Think about all these areas. So in through all these videos, we have learned about the different forms of organization, the second chapter of business studies. So thank you for watching my videos. So watch all the videos again and again and develop your own concepts. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you.